Good evening. Family members say the system failed the 31-year-old who struggled with mental illness, homelessness, and addiction.
McLean's burial marked with only a number. His mother and brother demanding a review into what went wrong and why they were never notified. CTV's Austin Delaney is live on George Street with more. Austin.
Zoraida, that's the homeless shelter behind me where Seth died of an overdose in July. He'd lived on the street since about 2014. He always kept in touch with his family. His family would go find him, and they'd try and help him, but they couldn't help him all the time. For a while, though, they didn't know where he was. And they finally, 2 months later, they found out that he had died. He'd already been buried. They want to know why they weren't found.
3, 2, 1. Happy birthday, Seth!
At his graveside, they released white balloons into the air, celebrating a belated 32nd birthday.
My son Seth, he had a big heart. He loved music. He loved rapping. He loved anything to do with music.
10 days before, on his actual birthday, Seth McLean's family found out he had died 2 months earlier and had already been buried in a numbered grave.
So I would have loved to have kissed my son, touch him, put something in, like, if I decided to bury him, put something in the coffin, pick out the clothes he would wear. Instead, he was buried naked.
McLean had schizophrenia and had been living on the streets. He died of a drug overdose at this George Street shelter July 12th, and without next of kin's knowledge, the coroner's office buried him.
The negligence that the coroner's office has done is disgusting on every human level.
When they went to the gravesite, there was only a number, despite the coroner's office knowing his identity.
Couldn't even find it. We had to dig in the ground to find it.
This past weekend, the family returned to place a headstone on the grave, celebrating a life that ended too soon. The chief coroner of Ontario told CTV News, "We do our best to find people. Unfortunately, we might not have followed all the reasonable steps." Seth McLean, he acknowledges, slipped through the cracks. The McLean family has an online petition. They're demanding an inquest. The coroner told me today he is reviewing the matter along with Toronto police in the hopes that this doesn't happen again. Reporting live, I'm Austin Delaney.